Hi guys, Jam's View here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do an interior scene using the latest Twinmotion 2025.1 preview with standard, Lumen and Path Tracer on rendering option. Okay then let's start. Open Twinmotion and delete all assets in the scene. Import SketchUp file. I will put the download link in the description below. Move your viewport inside the bedroom. Position your view similar to this. Select Media tab and click the plus icon to create the first image. Go to Image and select 4K for the output size. Select FX tab. Change contrast value to 55% and saturation value to 45%. We're going to use standard render for the first image. Drag GI intensity and GI distance to full. Set shadows to accurate. Set sun bias to 3 and lights bias to 2.5. For the camera settings, set focal length to 26 mm. Disable auto exposure and set exposure value to 1. Input white balance to 7500 and tint to -0.15. Enable local exposure. Change shadow value to 0.75. Expand details and change vignetting to 50% and sharpness to 40%. Enable parallelism. For environment settings, enable HDRI and select backdrop. Replace HDRI map. I will put the HDRI map download link in the description below. Change intensity to 200 and rotation value to 30 degrees. Expand details and set center for positioning. Change height offset value to -3. Reposition your viewport and don't forget to click the refresh icon to update image 1. Scroll down. Under directional light, disable match HDRI. Increase intensity to 200 and rotation, Z value to 60 degrees. Now we're going to edit some of the materials. Just follow workflow in doing so. Reposition this pillow. Change first the pivot of the pillow so it's more easier to move the object. Move the pillow. Apply white stucco facade from Megascan Assets for wall and ceiling. Increase luminosity value to 70% for the ceiling surface. Change also luminosity for the wall to 60%. For the drop ceiling material, scroll down and enable two-sided under Miscellaneous tab. Now, we're going to add some artificial lights into our scene. Add area light. Change intensity to 50, length value to 0.1, width value 3 and attenuation value to 2. Change also color temperature to 2900 and enable shadows. Rotate and move it to its proper place. Duplicate area light to the other side. Now copy area light and place it in the shelf. Change width to 0.5 m. Duplicate it. Copy again and place it in the wardrobe cabinet. Change width value to 1 m. Now add IES06 lights. Place it in the pin light fixture. Enable shadows. Change attenuation to 5M. Duplicate IES lights. Move a little bit down the IES light. Now change intensity around 50. Duplicate IES lights again. Copy this area light and place it under the cabinet. Change width value around 2.2 m. We're going also to add some cove lights in the ceiling. Copy this area light and position it. Change width value around 5 m. Change also attenuation value to 5 m. Duplicate this area light. Now duplicate this image. Change global illumination to Lumen. Set scene detail and view distance to full. Set also quality and bounce count to full for the Lumen reflection settings. For shadows, set sun bias to full and lights bias to 50%. Go to camera settings. Set exposure around 2.5 and white balance around 7000. Under local exposure, Change highlights to 0.5 and shadow to 0.5. It's a little bit dark, so just increase exposure value to 4. Now, render first the image 1 with the standard render settings. This is not bad for standard render settings. Before we render for the Lumen settings, we need to adjust some of the light parameters. We need to decrease most of the light's intensity. Just follow workflow in doing so. In the Camera tab under Local Exposure, decrease the shadows to 0.3. Increase exposure value to 5. Now render our second image with Lumen settings. Not bad, but you can see clearly some artifacts in the image. We will fix this later after we set for the Path Tracer render settings. Go to Media tab. While Image 2 is active, click the plus icon to create our third image. Select Path Tracer for the render settings. Set samples to 1000, max bounces to 20 and Firefly to 5. Increase HDRI intensity to 100. Move down this area lights in the ceiling. Change intensity to 5. Change also area light intensity to 1 for this wall light. Decrease emissive intensity to 50. Now, render the third image with Path Tracer render settings. Let's see the result. Path Tracer render really stand out compared with standard and Lumen render settings. Now, let's try to remove this artifacts from second image with Lumen render settings. Click the second image. Go to the Render tab and decrease lights bias to 30%. Go to Camera Settings and increase exposure value to 6. Decrease HDRI intensity 150. Decrease also directional light to 50. Decrease area light intensity to 3 for the wall light. Now render again. As you can see, much better than the previous Lumen render. That's all guys, thank you for watching. If I missed something or not clear at some point, please do not hesitate to comment down below. I will try to answer to the best of my knowledge regarding your queries. Till my next video, bye.